welcome to Live Interactive English. Hello everyone, I'm Karen.
And I'm Mike, and we are back here with day 2, our second day to spend some time with the very, very beautiful and much loved Mikado Pheasant, a symbol of Taiwan.
That's right. We know that they're the unofficial national bird.
Yes.
They have long, beautiful tails.
Yes.
And Mikado actually means Japanese emperor, right?
Yes, which is interesting. But of course, when we learned that it was discovered back in the early 1900s by a British explorer and scientist, that was at a time when Taiwan was still under the control of Japan.
That's right.
So I guess as a way to, show some respect to the leader of the country, the Japanese emperor, they called it the Mikado pheasant. And of course, that is Japanese emperor in Japanese. So there it is, a symbol of Taiwan, along with boba milk tea, nyoro mian, and chodofu. But you cannot order a Mikado pheasant and have a bowl of pheasant noodle soup.
I don't think you should.
No, this is very protected and very loved. In fact, it's so loved, I guess the best you can do is you can use 1,000 NT dollar bill, which has the pheasant on it, to buy yourself some boba tea or some nyoro mian or some chodofu.
That would be much
better.
better.
Don't eat the pheasant, just keep it in your pocket and spend it when you can.
Exactly.
But there it is, it's right there.
They are beautiful, and I believe that they are also endangered as well.
Exactly why we can't eat them or hunt them or do anything like that.
We want to protect these beautiful birds.
We love them and we want them to live up there in the mountains peacefully for many, many more generations. So let's find out about the Mikado pheasant, what it's doing today, and where we might actually be able to find them if we're going to go on a little pheasant hunt of ourselves. Just with, just to see them. Just with cameras. That's right.
This unique bird lives in central and southern Taiwan, usually between 1,600 and 3,300 meters above sea level. The male Mikado pheasant is stunning, with deep blue feathers, white markings, and a bright red face. The female bird, meanwhile, is brown with white spots. Some people confuse the Mikado pheasant with the swinhose pheasant, but there are clear differences between them. The male swinho has a white back, red shoulders, and white tail feathers, along with red legs. In contrast, the Mikado pheasant's blue tail is longer with white stripes, and its legs are black.
All right, here we are with day 2 of the Mikado pheasant, a symbol of Taiwan. Now, we've already learned that you can see them on the 1,000 NT dollar bill. I bet you there were some stamps from the country around that have pictures on it. And I feel pretty confident in saying if you went to a local zoo, they would probably have one there. But we want to see it in its natural surroundings, in its natural habitat. I'm guessing they don't live in downtown Taipei.
I don't think so either, but we do want to know where to find them.
Where would we have to go to see them, to take a photo or something like that?
Well, let's find out. This unique bird lives in central and southern Taiwan. Okay. Usually between 1,600 and 3,300 meters above sea level.
Interesting. So southern Taiwan, but you won't see it surfing in Kending. That's too low. It might be up on the top of that mountain in Kending National Park.
That's right, central or southern Taiwan. Okay, so we're looking at this word unique because Mikado pheasants are definitely unique birds.
Yeah, for sure.
So what does it mean when I say something is unique? That's an adjective. Unique means being one of a kind or special and unusual. It's like saying something is the only one of its type. It's very different, but in a good way most of the time. An example sentence would be, everyone has a unique way of solving problems. That means they all have their different way, their special way, but usually in a good way.
Very, very true. Okay, so now we know where we can find it. we need to talk about what exactly it looks like because, yeah, that's true. The Mikado pheasant on the money, it's all kind of one color, right? It's not a sort of a natural picture of it. So what does it look like in nature? It says the male Mikado pheasant is stunning. Ooh, stunning, very beautiful in a sort of very impressive way. How stunning? It says with deep blue feathers, white markings, and a bright red face. That sounds very stunning, yes. The female bird, meanwhile, is brown with white spots. And yes, it's true, female birds, their coloring is often a little quieter, a little more sort of natural than the bright colors we often see on male birds. Now, meanwhile, this is an adverb we can use, very useful when when telling a story. You can kind of talk about two things that are happening at the same time. They might be different, but they're similar. There's some relationship there. And yeah, we do often, especially in stories, by explaining how different actions were taking place in different places, but at the same time. Here's a good example. Jack cooked dinner. Meanwhile, Jenny cleaned up the living room. So they're both at home, they're both doing something at the same time, but different things in different places.
Good teamwork, though, I have to say.
Very good teamwork. And Jack also has beautiful feathers when he's cooking.
That's right. Okay, how about let's go over to Hanny and we'll be right back.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。今天要继续介绍台湾帝雉 Mikado Pheasant。先来看看它的栖息地。这种独特的鸟类是生活在台湾中部和南部，通常在海拔1600公尺到3300公尺之间。那么雄性的帝雉非常漂亮，有着深蓝色的羽毛、白色的斑纹，还有鲜红的脸部。那同时，雌鸟则是棕色而带有白色的斑点。好，来看单字 unique， 它是形容独特的、独一无二的。Meanwhile 是副词，表示同时，在此期间。那刚刚说到栖息地 ，Mike 老师用到 habitat 这个名词就可以表达动植物的栖息地或是生长地。那我们接着回到课文中。
And we are back. Okay, let's continue with our article. Some people confuse the Mikado pheasant with the Swinhoe's pheasant, but there are clear differences between them. Okay, so Swinhoe's pheasant, that's another kind of pheasant.
I know, they're so confusing. The other day I was at the store and I said, hey, Swinhoe's pheasant. He's like, I'm a Mikado. I was so embarrassed. I confused them.
That's right. So to confuse, okay, that is a verb. To confuse means to mix things up so you can't tell them apart, or to make your mind feel foggy so you don't understand something. For example, you might confuse your teacher with someone else, or a complicated math problem might confuse you, makes you feel like I don't understand it. An example sentence would be, the puzzle confused me at first, but then I figured it out because I'm smart.
You weren't confused anymore. That's great. And yeah, when we confuse A for B, we just get them mixed up. That's another way of saying it. So you see someone, then you use the wrong name or something like that. So to avoid any embarrassing pheasant problems at the next pheasant party you go to, what are we looking for? It says the male Swinhoe has a white back, red shoulders, and white tail feathers, along with red legs. Okay, well that seems quite different, actually.
So the colors are actually very different.
They seem quite different, but you know, it's a bird in the woods, in the forest, you might get confused. But here's a good way of remembering. In contrast, the Mikado pheasant's blue tail is longer with white stripes. I like this one. And its legs are black. So the legs are totally different colors. That's probably an easy one to remember. I just hope my pheasant isn't sitting down. Then it could be not helpful. To contrast something, or a contrast is a difference. When we talk about the difference in things, we're talking about the contrasts in those things. Of course, in a summer's day, you might have to wear sunglasses to protect your eyes from the bright sun. In contrast, at night, even in the summer, you won't wear sunglasses unless you're super cool, because there's no bright sun, right? So there's a clear, noticeable difference. That's how we often often use this word contrast. For example, in contrast to last year, this summer is rainier. So last year was hot and dry and sunny. This summer is very different. It's gray and rainy. All right, let's go over to Hanny one more time.
有些人会把帝雉跟蓝腹鹇混淆，但是两者之间是有明显差异的。雄性的蓝腹鹇背部是白色，肩部是红色，然后带有白色的尾羽，而且还有红色的腿。相较之下，帝雉的蓝色尾巴是更长的，那它带有白色条纹，而它的腿是黑色的。我们补充一下 ，Symbol Pheasant 就是蓝腹鹇。那么单字 confuse 当动词，它表示混淆，将什么混淆使困惑。我们可以用 confuse A with B 表达把 A 与 B 弄混搞错了。再来看到 contrast， 它是名词，表示明显的差异对比。那可以用 in contrast 来表达相较之下，相反地。这边还有一个重点是 along with， 它表示连同以及点点点和什么什么一起，它是片语介系词，就跟 together with 意思相同。当它的结构是 A 逗号 along with B 的时候，动词是要搭配 A 来做变化。那我们这边造两个例句。Tim lost his wallet along with his ID and credit cards. Tim 把他的皮夹连同身份证和信用卡一起弄丢了。那第二个例句是 The teacher along with her students is looking forward to the field trip. 老师以及他的学生都很期待校外教学。这边的动词是搭配 the teacher， 所以是用单数型 is。好，那我们接回到课文中。
And we are back. Okay, so from our article so far, we know that, Mikado pheasants are very unique, but some people confuse them with the swin-host pheasant, but they are clearly very different because of the length of the tail and also the colors of different pheasants, right?
Clearly, very, very different.
Very different.
Especially if you're a bird expert. But yes, I think we're becoming experts, at least in pheasants right now. So this is a very interesting topic, and we'll be back with more.
Despite being a source of cultural pride, the Mikado pheasant has faced serious challenges due to human activity such as hunting. However, conservation efforts have been successful, and there are over 10,000 of these birds in Yushan National Park today. The beautiful Mikado pheasant is not only one of Taiwan's endemic species, but also an important part of traditional indigenous cultures. Learning the story behind this remarkable bird can help us develop a stronger emotional connection to the nature of the land we call home.
All right, we are back. So we're learning about the Mikado pheasant. It's been its own unique species of pheasant since the early 1900s. It's on the 1,000 NT dollar bill. Life is pretty good for the Mikado pheasant, right? Every day is just glorious and wonderful, and they have no problems at all. No, unfortunately, that's not true. It says despite being a source of cultural pride, it's on the money, the Mikado pheasant has faced serious challenges due to human activity such as hunting. Oh dear. Well, it is a small island, and so many of the animals here, there's people moving in, right? Human activity. The animals can't just sort of move to another area of the country because there's not a lot of place to go. So what kind of numbers are we talking about? Is this bird endangered or threatened or something?
Well, let's find out. However, conservation efforts have been successful, and there are over 10,000 of these birds in Yushan National Park today. Okay, so when you say the conservation efforts have been successful, that means people have been really paying attention, being aware of these birds, and so then people would not, hunt them anymore.
Yeah, that is fantastic news. Maybe putting them on the money was a good idea, right? Everyone's like, oh, we're so proud of this, and hey, you killed one of these, the money bird. You can't do that, Mr. Hunter, or whatever. So that's great news. 10,000 just in that national park, and there must be many thousands in other parts of the country. Very cool. Let's check in with Hanny.
课文提到帝雉因为捕猎等等的人类活动而面临了严峻挑战，不过幸好保育工作已经取得成就，如今玉山国家公园里面已经有超过1万只的帝雉。好，补充单字 conservation， 它表示保育，尤其是指对自然资源的保育保护。那我们接回课文中。
Okay, we are back. Let's see what the article says next. It says the beautiful Mikado pheasant is not only one of Taiwan's endemic species, but also an important part of traditional indigenous cultures. Two very, very good reasons right there to protect this bird and treasure it. It is native to Taiwan, maybe only found in Taiwan.
That's right.
Except in zoos and other places. And of course, it has this big cultural importance, especially to indigenous peoples. And it's just really pretty.
And learning the story behind this remarkable bird can help us develop a stronger emotional connection to the nature of the land we call home. Okay, that is definitely true because I think before this article, I didn't really know too much about these Mikado pheasants, right?
Yeah, kind of embarrassing since they are on the money.
That's right.
But now I know a lot more about them and I will definitely look at them and point them out in the future.
Okay, so remarkable is the word that we're looking at, and that is an adjective. Remarkable means something that is very unusual, special, or excellent in a way that makes people notice it and think it's amazing. So an example sentence would be, Helen has a remarkable memory for people's names. That means she has a really great memory. She sees them or hears it once, she will remember their names.
That's right, and that's something we all know about her, right? Her amazing memory for people's names. You know who else is totally remarkable?
Oh, I know, Hanny.
Our good friend Hanny.
美丽的帝雉不仅是台湾特有种，也是传统原住民文化中重要的一环。我们去了解这种非凡鸟类背后的故事，就能帮助我们跟这一片土地建立更深厚的情感连结。好，来看单字 remarkable。remarkable 是形容非凡的、惊人的或是引人注目的。那文中它用到 endemic species 来表达特有种 ，endemic 就可以形容在某地中它是特有的。那这边还有一个重点是。Not only ... but also ... 这是表达不但怎么样，而且怎么样，不止... 还有... 注意它必须连接词性相同的字词，在连接动词的话，时态必须一致。例如 The cake not only looked lovely, but also tasted delicious. 那个蛋糕不仅外观可爱精致，而且好吃。那这边就是都用到过去式动词。注意一下，我们在连接主词的话，动词的单复数是要根据 but also 后面的名词来决定。例如 Not only Nick, but also his sisters are against the idea. Nick 和他的姐姐们都反对这个点子。我们的 be 动词就是配合 his sisters， 所以是用复数型 are。好，那这回课文中。
Thank you, Hanny. And now we are back. But we do have a what do you think question.
Ooh, okay.
So let me ask you, Mike. The question is, why is it important to protect special animals like the Mikado pheasant? I mean, they are endangered, right?
Yep.
So why do we need to protect them? Why is it important?
You just answered the question. They're endangered. Because if they go away, they're not coming back.
That's
we
true.
can't make more of them in a factory and just bring them back. If these native animals disappear, they're gone forever.
And
right?
no one can enjoy looking at these beautiful birds anymore.
True. And we would probably also discover that Mikado pheasants eat like thousands of mosquitoes every day. So if we lost these birds, we'd have more mosquitoes. You know what I mean? Everything's connected. Nature has been doing its job of balancing life for billions of years. So if we do things to mess it up, it's just bad for us. Never mind the animals. And they're pretty, they're cute.
Exactly.
Plus, what are we going to put on the 1,000 NT dollar bill if we don't have Mikado pheasants?
Exactly. And then we want to be able to look at them, you know, go visit central part of Taiwan, southern part of Taiwan. You can look at them and enjoy, you know, go bird watching, right?
Exactly right. Beautiful birds are beautiful, beautiful jewels of nature. And so like anything precious, we should protect them as much as we can. Take care, guys. Enjoy your Mikado Pheasant experiences, either on your money, in a zoo, on TV, or out in the wild, and we'll see you back here soon. All the best.
See you guys next time. Bye-bye.
This unique bird lives in central and southern Taiwan, usually between 1,600 and 3,300 meters above sea level. The male Mikado pheasant is stunning, with deep blue feathers, white markings, and a bright red face. The female bird, meanwhile, is brown with white spots. Some people confuse the Mikado pheasant with the swinhose pheasant, but there are clear differences between them. The male swinho has a white back, red shoulders, and white tail feathers, along with red legs. In contrast, the Mikado pheasant's blue tail is longer with white stripes, and its legs are black. Despite being a source of cultural pride, the Mikado pheasant has faced serious challenges due to human activity such as hunting. However, conservation efforts have been successful, and there are over 10,000 of these birds in Yushan National Park today. The beautiful Mikado pheasant is not only one of Taiwan's endemic species, but also an important part of traditional indigenous cultures. Learning the story behind this remarkable bird can help us develop a stronger emotional connection to the nature of the land we call home.
最后，我们来复习今天课文里的单字文法。单字的部分有 unique 形容词，表示独特的、独一无二的 ；meanwhile 副词，表示同时、在此期间 ；confuse 动词，表示将混淆或是使困惑 ；contrast 名词，表示明显的差异对比 ；remarkable 是形容非凡的、惊人的或是引人注目的。文法的部分，我们第一个学到 along with， 它表示连同以及或是和什么一起，它是片语介系词。第二个学到了 not only 点点点 but also 点点点，表示不但怎么样，而且怎么样，不止点点点，还有点点点。注意它必须连接词性相同的字词。好，那以上是今天的讲解，同学们别走开，马上回来哦。
We've been waiting in this line for over an hour and we're still nowhere close to the front of the line.
Yeah, not much we can do. I guess all the red tape is delaying the process.
Red tape? I don't see any red tape.
No, not literal tape. Red tape just means all the unnecessary rules and procedures that drag things out.
That checks out. I've filled out like 500 papers already for this visa. Oh, it's crazy.
At this rate, they'll probably ask you to fill out another form just to wait in line next time.
Don't give them any ideas. It's already bad enough as it is. Hi everyone! Today's phrase is red tape.
That's right. Red tape refers to excessive bureaucratic rules or procedures that make it difficult to get things done quickly.
The term dates back to the 16th century, when government documents were often bound with red tape to identify and organize them.
Over time, red tape came to symbolize unnecessary obstacles, especially in administrative processes.
An example sentence would be, we couldn't get the business license in time because of all the red tape.
Or, getting a visa often involves a lot of red tape, like filling out countless forms and preparing all kinds of documents.
Exactly. And that's all the time we have for today.
And we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.